Welcome to Catholic Forum. I'm Stephanie Kelton, the Fund Development and Public Relations Manager in the Development Office. Today I'm speaking with our friends from Marydale Retirement Village in Newark, Delaware. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
It's so nice to be here with you. So Esther, lovely, you are the administrator for Marydale Retirement Village.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your professional background and how you ended up working at Marydale.
I like to say instead of a professional background, it's a God's journey. I think everybody has a God's journey, which is never a direct path. God decides what the path is going to be. So I've had a very varied past that's gotten me to Marydale, but each step of the way has led me to be where I am now. I started out in music. My degree, I'm a bachelor's of music in applied voice. I'm actually a trained opera singer.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, we all have these journeys, but the music has been woven throughout my whole journey to date. I've actually had the honor of singing for Bishop when he came to visit Marydale last Christmas when he performed Mass. And so how it started was when I was in college, I would go to senior centers to perform, to hone my craft. So that was my first experience with seniors, and I loved it because I loved all the stories they had to tell. Everybody has their own story to tell. So that was that. And then, you know, when you're pursuing a music career, I went into the restaurant industry because I had to have flexibility. So I became a manager at one point, and like I said, everything, learned the whole trade. And then I was hired at Trinity Episcopal Church to be a section leader. So when I was there, they said, you have this wonderful way with seniors. We have the TAT program, which was Thursdays at Trinity, which had been going on for over 100 years. So I took over that and was the director of that for a while, kept pursuing my career and kept saying to God, you know, am I really supposed to be on this path? And so at one point, I was in New York, and I was a finalist for Cats to be the white fluffy cat to go to Germany. Didn't make the final cut, but 2 weeks later I met my husband. So there's part of that journey.
Yes.
Then I went into sales in hotels for a while. Finally became the director of sales for the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau for about 5 to 7 years. Then God nudged me in another direction. I live in historic Newcastle, and so I had my own business for 10 years. We opened up the coffee shop with an artisan, because I should say the menagerie of artisans, because they were going to sell the building and make it go residential, which would have cut the commercial district right in half. So that was the reason that I did that. Then came back, went to Hillside, where I was director of recreational activities, which then finally led me to Marydale. But along the way, the music, as I said, has really woven itself. When I was in the hotel industry, didn't even know how I sang, right? But the person who, Bon Jovi, was the owner of the Wings. So on the inaugural, they asked me to come and sing the national anthem because the person got sick or something. So I had that. I've sang for the Northern Lights of Life twice because I'm a breast cancer survivor. I was able to sing the national anthem for the inaugural 5K run with Carla Markel because she's also a breast cancer survivor for Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. So there's my long weaving story.
Wow, nice.
And I love coming to Marydale because we have these wonderful residents who all have these wonderful stories.
So it's exciting to hear your journey. You have had a lot of leadership roles, and it's interesting to hear how your work with seniors has been interwoven throughout your life, and hopefully now you're able to bring your gift of music to them. And I will keep you in mind for the future if we need any musical performers at any of our events. So that gave me an idea. So tell me a little bit about Marydale Village and what services are provided and who's eligible and all that good stuff.
Well, Marydale is a 108 unit community. They're all little cottages. We're a 2028 tax credit blended property. 2028 means we're Section 8, but specifically geared to senior citizens 62 and above, and those with disabilities age 18 plus.
Right.
The services that we provide or whatever is needed.
Right.
Learn how to do Medicaid applications, Medicare applications. We work very closely with LIHEAP to make sure the low income energy program is available. We take care of that for all our seniors. We have a food pantry. We are in relationship with City Fair. So there's a lunch that's served 3 days a week.
Well, you also have you have pet-friendly apartments, right?
We
and
do.
you have activities on
We
site. For the
do. We have a
residents?
community center with chock full of activities.
Yes.
And I know when I've been there before, I've seen gardens, so your residents have an opportunity to plant their own gardens.
We do. We have a community garden, and we're very thankful to Kathy Weaver, my predecessor,
Yes.
who's amazing. That I was wonderful to serve under her and learn so much. But she also was very instrumental in getting the master gardeners from the University of Delaware to come and help us build this community garden, which is providing additional source of food for our residents.
And every resident has their own entrance and exit.
Yes.
The apartments the house comes with all appliances and wall-to-wall carpeting.
Yes.
And a bedroom. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Very nice apartment.
Very nice.
Yes.
So, Elizabeth, how long have you been a resident at
I've only been
Marydale?
a resident for just about a year.
Okay.
But I was on the list for a long time.
So, Elizabeth Campbell, a resident at Marydale Retirement
Yes.
Village. Tell us a little bit about your story and
Well, my story, I guess,
what your background
started
is.
in 2001. My dad passed away. I was in my own apartment. My mother didn't want to go live with anyone else, so I was elected to live with her. And we were together for about 15, 16 years. And it was very nice. You know, I had my own place, and everything's very nice. But then she got a little bit older, and she had to go into assisted living. And then it hit me. I had no place to go because we had to sell her place to help with the financing. So then my brother, my very good brother, said, "You come live with me." He lived right in the area. So really I was living with someone else for 20-some years. And you kind of lose your little independence and your privacy, and my family didn't come visit that much because we lived in Smyrna there. We moved to Smyrna. And it was like 30 miles,
Right.
But it was a nice drive for me. I don't mind driving, and I go back and forth. I worked a couple of hours a week. And but then finally, I was driving past on Salem Church Road. I used to drive that road a lot, and I'd see Marydale Senior Living, and I'm thinking, wonder what that is. And I knew what Little Sisters of the Poor was.
Right.
So
And
one
that's
day I
right next
stopped.
door.
I just stopped, and I drove through, and I saw the community center, and I thought, I'm going to stop in. I need a place for me, and me only. So I stopped in, and I spoke to someone in the office, and I think this was either 2018 or 2019. So we made an appointment. I brought everything that I needed, and I was put on the list. And then, of course, this went by, and that went by, and COVID came, and things were a little rough. Everything was closed.
Yes.
And I was called a couple of times, but my income was just a tiny bit higher at the time because I was working more hours.
And
Retired, but
eligibility
still
is
working.
based on income
Yes.
qualifications.
Yes.
Yes, and age and a couple of other
But
things.
then, in 2023, I got the call. And I had listed that I could take either a first or second floor apartment. And they said, "Are you still available for a second floor?" And I said, "Absolutely." So we made an appointment. I got everything I needed to bring, did a walkthrough, It took me 30 seconds to make up my mind. The apartment is very nice.
Elizabeth, what do you like most about your apartment at Marydale?
I like the size of the apartment. I like the quiet, safe. I met a lot of friends my own age. That's hard to find.
Yes.
And we get along very well, and we visit each other. And the apartments are nice size. They're just really nice, comfortable, very comfortable.
So there's a real sense of community there.
Yes, there is. And
That has
it's just security,
Yes.
independence, just what we need.
Exactly.
You know, instead of depending on someone else, you depend on yourself. You know, very nice. So I'm able to take a second floor, which I like, and I hope I can do that for several years because I like my apartment. I don't want to move.
And so to be eligible to live there, you must be able to live independently.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I still work until the
You
end
still
of this
work?
I
month.
wanted you to ask her that.
Oh, so tell me more about your story. So you said you walked in and it took you 30 seconds to say yes,
Yes, I
to the
would love
offer
to live here.
to live there.
So I filled out all the necessary papers and made an appointment and brought all the necessary things that I needed to bring to prove my income and everything. And I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me. You know, it'd been a lot of years. I miss being on my own.
Okay.
I love the independence. I love being able to just jump in my car and go anywhere I want to go, you know, without, I'll be back in an hour, I'll be back in 2 hours. I just go.
You just go.
That's it. I just go.
And where do you like to go? You mentioned working, or Esther mentioned working.
I do. I work part-time in a doctor's office.
One.
But I like to shop. I just like to go to the mall. I like visiting. And most of all, my family loves my apartment.
Really?
I have 2 adult grandchildren to come over quite often for pizza night. They
Oh,
always
how
bring pizza.
nice.
They bring their boyfriends and their girlfriends, and we sit there and talk and laugh for a couple of hours. I didn't have that before. And my daughter, she comes over quite often. We go out shopping or wherever, you know. My sister. So I have a lot of company, and I didn't have that before. And I enjoy it because it's my place. And they all love my apartment. I moved in with a bedroom set. That's all I had. So for a couple of months, I had folding tables and folding chairs. And little by little, I went shopping and had to measure the furniture because of the second floor. And I wanted to make sure the couch and everything would fit. Got it furnished, and it's very nice, isn't it?
I got to see it yesterday. It's wonderful.
Yes, very
It's a
nice.
wonderful job.
And I enjoy it because it's all mine.
And you have a place to bond with your family and to
Absolutely.
maintain those
My family's there
generational
quite
ties.
often, and I really
your
enjoy
children
them.
and grandchildren.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. They're my pride and joy right there. 2 of them. Yeah. And they like being with me, which I really love.
Yes.
Because
It's nice to
it's
have the
hard
company.
for an older person,
Yes.
you know?
Do you find that some of your friends at Marydale struggle with loneliness
yes. And I feel
or isolation?
really, really bad for them because their family doesn't live in the area or they don't have family. And so that keeps us together.
The friendships
The
keep you
friendship
strong.
keeps us together. You know, we text each other and call
Right.
each other, go down and have coffee, and not too many can come up to my apartment.
Right.
But I go
But you
to
have
theirs.
you have the community gathering room at
Yes,
Marydale where you
yes,
have
we do. Mm-hmm.
you can have meals together and you have the food distribution and
Yes.
I know when we were there recently for another visit you had the knitting circle there
We
and
do, and they knit. It's called Just Show Up.
we'll just
teach
show
you.
up, we'll teach you, right?
And so they've knitted over 1,000 hats and scarves
That's
for
what I
the
heard,
Salvation
yeah.
Army. It's wonderful. It brings everybody out, brings them together. There's a social aspect, but also
Right.
because they're giving of themselves. It's
Yes.
always the best medicine. So it's wonderful, and we have a family, a Latino family that comes. They come with their children. They've heard about this, so they come and joined us. There's a lady. Because my mother comes and actually does this as
I
well.
met your mother.
Yeah,
That's right. I met your mother.
Tour de force, right? But she lives in the apartment upstairs from my mother, and she's kind of isolated. She's a younger lady, so now she had always wanted to learn how to knit. And so they do it on these looms, which makes it very easy. So anybody can do it. So there is this real social aspect on Fridays. It's wonderful to hear the community center full of voices and laughter. And they have coffee and there's, donuts or, little edibles or whatever they need. So that's been very successful. And I also have to do a shout out to St. Margaret of Scotland, who provides, they call it Tuesdays Together. So twice a month, they provide an evening meal, which brings the residents out,
Nice.
which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It's a
for
lot of
those who don't have cars or don't drive, you have the Marydale van, which can transport people to residents to medical appointments or to the store if they need to purchase some groceries.
Yes, it usually goes out
like
on
that.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I think we're going to have a new van driver that's going to be added, a volunteer that I've just spoke with him yesterday, so he's coming for a meeting on Monday, and so we're really excited about that, to be able to open up more opportunities for the residents to be able to travel to different places.
And I know we have had other groups volunteer at Marydale to help with everyday chores and maybe outdoor spring cleanup and things like that.
That's
And
Lori's Hands, another shout out to them. They are wonderful. St. Mark's High School, wonderful. They were just, we did a volunteer appreciation luncheon, and about 8 or 10 St. Mark's kids came. It was wonderful, and they're actually going to come up to the Tuesdays Together to do some karaoke with the residents.
My grandchildren
Sounds
went
like
to St.
fun.
Mark's.
Oh, they did. Oh,
they did.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have an affiliation
I
for
have a
the
little
Diocese of
affiliation
Wilmington,
with
too.
them, yes.
And I
But,
believe the University of Notre Dame Delaware chapter has been there a few times, too, to help out.
Yes, they
Yes.
have. Yes. It's been wonderful. The volunteers that come and the outpouring and how they interact with our residents, it's a real treat. It's a real treat.
I don't get to interact a whole lot because I still work a little bit.
She's still working.
I've
Yes.
only been there a year, so I
Okay.
don't really know a lot about it.
Right.
But little by little, we go to the dinners, and St. Margaret's has there, and they're very nice. We have our own little groups that sit in certain tables, and
Fun.
we have fun. Yeah,
What are
it's
some
nice
of the,
having friends?
It's nice having friends
It
so
is.
so close by, especially,
Exactly.
yeah. For anyone, it's nice to have friends,
Yeah, it is just very nice, especially around your own age, because you like the same things and
Yes.
dislike the same things. It's a lot lot of fun. It
And,
really
and our staff jumps in. Good
Yes.
old Dan, who drove the bus
Yes,
to get us here
yes.
today,
We
but
have a
he
great
jumps
staff.
in.
is. For Dan.
Elizabeth, what's a typical day for you? And maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you face.
Well, in the beginning, being alone was a little bit of a challenge because I hadn't been that way for a long time. But as far as other challenges, I haven't met any yet.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm okay.
Good.
And as far as a typical day, when I get up, I just decide what I want to do and I do it. So
Fun.
I don't have a routine,
Yes.
except for my mornings that I work. And that's Tuesday and Thursday mornings. But then that's going to go away, so I'm going to have to get another routine. So
Well,
something
it's
else
nice to
keep me
see that
busy.
you're so happy and you sound like you're content with your
Oh, I am.
lifestyle,
I am
and
very
I'm glad to
content
hear
with
things
my
are going
lifestyle,
so
and
well
I love
for
my
you.
apartment. And it's just a very nice community.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to describe, but you just feel very comfortable there.
Yeah.
And like you belong there.
You belong.
Yeah, you actually belong there, and you walk outside and you see your friends and neighbors and talk and walk to your car, and before you get in your car, you have to go in their house because their house is right in front of your car. And then you chit-chat a little bit, and it's just very nice, especially for someone my age. You don't...
Which I asked her, would you tell everybody your age?
I'm 83.
Wow.
She's still working.
Yes, I'm 83.
Well, you look beautiful
Thank
and
you.
you sound
Thank you
very
so
strong
much.
and healthy. So
I am,
kudos
thank
to
God.
you. What's your secret?
My mom. And
Your
my
mom.
grandmother.
Okay.
My grandmother was 105 when she passed. And my mom was 102.
I've heard
Almost.
some people say just
Yes.
keep going. The secret
She
is to
was
just
very
keep going.
Vibrant. And
Yeah.
I was telling Esther in the car, I said, my mom lost a little bit of her independence at 95. She gave up driving.
At 95.
And she was a good driver at 95. And she kind of went into a little, I said, Mom, don't do that. Come on, I live here. Let's go here. Let's go there. So we did things.
Yes.
But 95, yeah. So
Nice.
that's my genes.
That's
So
your
I
genes.
thank God and I thank my genes. So
Good.
I'm good.
Esther, what aspects of Marydale's program help residents maintain independence and live happy, productive lives?
I think the fact that we do have the community center, we're offering resident services. We try to have everybody continue to age in place safely for as long as they can. Even though we're an independent living community, we do have aides that come in that become a part of our community. They come to some of the events that we have, and we welcome them because it takes a village, right?
Village, yes, it does.
Takes a village,
Yes.
and we are a village for sure. I think what makes us so different is that we are a Section 8 and people have a vision of what that is. And when Catholic Charities USA came, that was their first comment. You would never know this is Section 8.
No.
So I think it's because we provide all those additional services. We maintain the units in a certain way. As I've said to all the applicants that come in, it was your income level that got you here, but it doesn't define you,
Right.
not at Marydale.
Right.
We want you to blossom into whatever you want to be, and that is the ministry side, which makes us so unique and so different. And we hope to duplicate that, right?
The thing is, it's affordable.
Yes.
And it affords you to do other things.
Yes.
You don't have to just stay there in your apartment.
And it's for men and women.
Men and women.
Men
Men and
women.
women, and we have
A
our
shout out to the office, the maintenance.
Oh,
You
yes.
always know that someone is there during the day if you need anything. And that's a relief because sometimes you don't have family that is close by that can help you. And
Right.
some people that I do know that, and they need help with other things, just putting light bulbs in and things
Sure.
like that.
That is
So
good to know.
It
Yeah.
is. It's very good to know that all you have to do is pick up the telephone.
Yeah.
So yes, it's very nice.
And our front office, our new front office people,
Yes.
Linda and Connie, are just wonderful with the residents. They have such a good rapport, and it's wonderful to hear all the conversations when they come in, and it's just so important.
Yeah. It's very comfortable living.
So you have over 100 units, first or second floor apartments. How many buildings are there? That's a big place.
You mean there's 9
The structures.
courtyards.
9 courtyards.
There's
and
900
there's dedicated parking, right? Everybody
Yes.
has dedicated parking place.
Yes, for
And-
the residents, yes.
And there's one entrance and one exit to the facility.
Yes.
And good security, good
Good
lighting.
security. We have camera, lighting. Yes. So we're kind of tucked away. So
Yes.
it's a very safe place. That's always one of the questions applicants will ask me, and I say no. We're very safe. We don't have vandalism. We don't.
No. I live on a second floor
Right.
apartment, and of course the lighting outside, it lights up the whole courtyard.
Okay.
You could see every house.
Yeah.
It's just really nice. I
Yeah.
just
It's a nice place, and it looks
It is.
nice. It looks pretty, too. So,
It's very well kept.
eligibility, you talked about, we know they have to be 62 years of age or 18 and older if they have a physical disability. I know there is a waiting list. Talk a little bit about the waiting list.
The waiting list. Right now, we've trimmed it down. When I first came to Marydale, there was 315 on
Okay.
the waiting list. We're averaging 15 in terms of turnovers. So that was cleaning and scrubbing that list was really important because we want to be able to say a 2 to 3 year wait and
Okay,
be really
so 2 to
honest
3
about
years.
it. Yes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years. And when does the waiting list open again?
Well, we opened it last October for 2 weeks and had to process 100 applications. So my guess is it's going to be probably October of this year before we open it another 2 weeks. And
Okay.
then have to close it again.
the waiting list. I was
Everybody
on it for
wants to
almost
live
5
in
years, Jane.
Marydale.
They do. I mean, even people,
Yes.
it's really hard that their income won't allow them to, but they're just like, but we just want to live here. And I say, I'm
Yes.
sorry, it depends on your income.
That's good to hear, though.
Yeah.
What are some of your immediate needs at Marydale? What are some things that if people want to make a donation or volunteer?
Sure. All of the above. I will say I have an amazing maintenance staff.
Yes.
They are so talented. And we are currently going to be doing a tub to walk-in shower conversion, and they have asked to do it in-house. So we're hoping to do this in move-outs to be able to allow our residents to continue to age in place safely. That's of the 22 units that are mobility accessible units, we don't have to worry about those. But all the rest of them all have bathtubs. And it really will be such a benefit if we can change that over. So that's an immediate need. We also are creating a memorial garden.
Yes.
So that's going to be an opportunity. We're going to be working with the master gardeners on that and design plans. Our maintenance team has also done a design for that. So those are big needs.
Okay.
Definitely volunteers are always needed, extra hands. We always welcome them in any way, shape, or form. We want to expand our food pantry, which is very geared to senior citizens. It's not your typical food pantry, and we did that on purpose because, getting large amounts of things just doesn't work. We need a
Yes.
smaller package,
Right.
not 5 pounds of rice and that kind of
Right,
stuff.
need
We need
individual size servings.
Yes, and a lot of times items that are easy to fix, that are pretty quick, microwavable.
Okay.
Even though we have the stoves and stuff, sometimes it's just easier to have that. And I have to do a shout out to Knights of Columbus, who
Yes.
always make sure that they're replenishing our pantry. I mean, it's amazing.
They are big supporters of Catholic Charities,
Yes.
of our other programs as well.
Yes, they're amazing.
Our events and
That's-
Wired House and
Yes,
Basic Needs, they are
yes.
big supporters.
Yes.
Okay, well, if you're listening and you'd like to make a donation to Marydale House, you can do so at our website at ccwilm.org. That's Catholic Charities, Marydale Retirement Village. For more information, you can go there as well and click on programs. Is there anything else that we didn't cover, ladies, that you'd like to bring up today?
No, I think you covered just about all of it.
Yes, thank you so much for having us and
The
letting us talk
independent
about
living
Marydale.
is- the independent living is very nice there. It really is. It makes you feel that you can be on your own and not worry.
Yeah.
Because there is maintenance, there is people in the office. There's always someone around that you could contact if you had to. And that makes you feel a little bit better.
And the only thing we wish for the future is that it gets duplicated, because there's nothing else like Marydale in the whole
No.
state of Delaware.
No,
Okay.
I've
It's
been
just-
to several and
Well,
looked into several.
you've heard it here first. There's
Yes.
nothing like Marydale,
Yeah,
and
there
you
isn't.
belong.
Thank
Thank you, Esther and Elizabeth, for being here with me today on
Thank you.
Catholic Forum.
Take care.